Just last week, we launched a brand new feature for Eddie, AI multi-camera editing. We've had a lot of questions on how to get started using our AI multicam features, so today we're going to dive in further on how you can use Eddie to make great multicam cuts in just a few minutes. EddieU for multicam is made for interview-based content. Think of talking head style interviews, corporate videos, and 2 to 3 person interview formats. You know, it might just be easier to go over the multicam checklist to see if Eddie is right for you. Do you have interview-based dialogue-driven content? A 2 or 3 camera multicam setup and up to 1 separate audio? Sync via waveform? If this applies to your project today, then ask your doctor about EddieU, the revolutionary new solution to your multicam pain. Side effects may include headache relief, save time, violent fist pumping, and uncontrollable tears of joy. Now that we got that squared away, let's import our footage. First, open up Eddie and select Multicam Ingest. Now, as of today on launch, we are invite only, so make sure you sign up so we can get you started. Import up to 3 camera angles by dragging them into the import window. If you recorded separate audio using a soundboard or a Zoom recorder, you can also import that to be the main audio. We use waveform sync to assemble the multicam, so each camera needs to have some sort of audio, even if it's low-quality scratch audio recorded on board your camera. Now, Eddie is built for pros, so we support all different kinds of frame rates, start time code, resolutions, pro container formats, and codecs. Eddie gets to work the second you drop those clips in. After a few moments, your project will be ready to be edited. Eddie will provide you with a fully synced multicam cut of your project right off the bat, which you can export as an MP4 or to your NLE. When it comes to prompting Eddie, think of what your end goal is. You want a specific cut about a specific topic, a range of sound bites, or a combination of a few things. Now, don't hesitate to ask Eddie for exactly what you want. In fact, you'll probably get a better result. If you want some tips on prompting, check out our video about it right here. For this project, it's a back and forth interview between the host and the guest from our friends who make a weekly magazine show for Bloomberg. The best way for me to find out what story I want to tell is seeing what the questions are. So I'll ask Eddie, show me all of the questions that the interviewer asked. Now let's comb through and find a good one.
Focus on the positives. Where are you seeing the most opportunity right now?
So let's go with these 3. Eddie, can you create me a story using questions 3, 6, and 10? Include the answers and try to weave them together as best as you can. So let's take a look.
Especially in this climate.
So I would say that for the entire industry, we are seeing the seasonality and...
Eddie has chosen the right angle at the right moment, automatically using a sophisticated auto detection algorithm and a multicam rule set made by professional video creatives. The edit window shows which camera is being utilized at each moment, along with a timeline marker for where Eddie pulled the clips from your source footage. Checking out your edit is as simple as clicking the cameras along the timeline, which will show you when and where the cut was placed. So I'm really liking this cut, but I think it's a bit long. So let's just trim the edges a little bit. Hey Eddie, shave off a minute in this cut, but make sure not to take out anything too important. Streamline the edit as best you can. And here we get a better, faster paced cut that seems like a great place to stop and send this off to my NLE. But before we go, I'm gonna promote this quickly on social, so I'm gonna ask for a quick clip. Give me a good 60-second social cut that I can use for promotion relating to the edit that you made above. I'll export that as a vertical video with captions and send that over to my social media pages for some easy content. So now that we're happy with our cut, let's go polish it in our favorite NLE. Now, which NLE is my favorite, you ask? Well, of course, I love all of them. I don't play favorites. Just to cover everyone, I'll show you how to export to the 3 major NLEs. The timelines that Eddie exports retain your metadata like timecode and frame rate, so jumping back into your edit is seamless upon export. So let's start with Premiere. Export your XML from Eddie and simply drag the XML into your media bin, then relink to your source footage. You'll now see your multicam in your timeline with stacked video channels in case you want to make adjustments. You also get a synced, unedited timeline in case you want to pull additional clips from the source. As a bonus, we've added transcript markers to the timeline and the source multicam for easy searching throughout the markers tab. For Resolve, it's going to be just about the same. Open it up and click File, Import, Timeline. Relink your footage and you'll see your edited multicam timeline along with searchable markers. Final Cut is a bit different since they utilize FCP XML for their timelines, which has more customization options, which means we could take advantage of them. Import your FCP XML by clicking File, Import, XML. Final Cut automatically relinks your footage. Just make sure you have your FCP XML in the same folder as your source footage. You'll see both your edited timeline and a true Final Cut synced multicam sequence that you can edit off of if you need additional footage. Since the edited timeline is constructed from the multicam, you can double-click the clip to change the camera angle where you want. EddieU also includes range transcripts for each clip and titles generated for the entire timeline for easy subtitling. Now that your cut is in your NLE of choice, ready for polish and exporting. Once you get in the habit of using EddieU as your first pass, you'll find yourself having way more time to focus on the final cut since you've got your story down so fast. You know, imagine this. Say you've been told you have a day to make a great vase. Would you rather be given a jar of clay dirt or a rough outline of a clay vase that you can spend more time on in the finite details? I mean, it seems like an easy answer. Thanks for learning more about our new multicam feature. And don't worry, we're going to have more content coming your way so you can bring your video workflow onto the cutting edge. I'm Robbie, your content and community manager, and we'll see you in the next one.